I'm just going to say it. Trump. Look at the world. It's terrible. It's a catastrophe. It's a tragedy. You know, and I can't believe it. And I'm on this stage with these people from all these different nations, and we're playing to you know, and we're not fighting. We're doing fine, and we're making music. You know, I'd much rather everybody started making music as opposed to beat the off each other. I'm just gonna say it because I don't have an American passport. I have a green card, which is what you get arrested for.
This man, Hans Zimmer, not a big fan of Donald Trump. It would be more shocking if one of the greatest composers in the industry had ever really been a big fan of MAGA. This did not stop those who still support Donald Trump, the administration, and the fascistic policies they put forth from going on the offensive and attacking Hans Zimmer. Take one popular account which boasts over 8 million followers on Facebook to type up a message that went as follows. Hans Zimmer drops F-bomb on Trump mid-concert, turns music night into political tantrum. Oh my God. Oscar-winning composer Hans Zimmer, the man behind scores for Interstellar and Inception, couldn't resist injecting his politics into a paying audience's evening in Stockholm, Sweden. The German-born artist who holds a green card and lives in America abruptly halted his show to unleash an anti-Trump rant. It would continue, unfortunately. He didn't stop there. Zimmer pivoted to the world's troubles, claiming the world is in a catastrophe right now, before adding that he'd rather make music with people from different nations than fight them. Not a bad message. Conservatives have seen this script before. Wealthy entertainers in safe bubbles lecturing the rest of us while cashing checks from fans who just wanted to enjoy the music. Zimmer's green card status didn't stop him from trashing the country that welcomed him and the president millions of Americans elected. If you thought they were done, well, they are not, using the same buzzwords we have become accustomed to seeing over and over again. Ticket buyers didn't sign up for a side of TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome, with their symphonic experience. As one frustrated observer put it, quote, "Imagine paying money to hear beautiful music and instead you get political BS. Plenty of replies echoed the sentiment, walk out, boo, or never support them again. Entertainers keep proving they can't separate their talent from their partisan obsessions, alienating audiences who tune in for escape, not lectures." The final paragraph. Zimmer's outburst is just the latest reminder that some Hollywood types view their platforms as stages for activism, not artistry. Fans are voting with their feet and wallets. For Zimmer, he is used to speaking out at this point. On the ICE raids, he would write on the social media platform Instagram, "I fear the Trump administration will plant violent protesters among our peaceful protests. They will use this as an excuse to use force against us. The moment violence or property damage begins, every other protester must immediately sit on the floor or the ground in silence with signs down. The media needs to film this. This will reveal paid fake thugs posing as protesters becoming violent. The sitting down must spread like a wave in a football stadium throughout the crowd of protesters. Local police officers will immediately see who is doing the damage, and the rest of us will demonstrate our non-violent innocence and retain our constitutional right to peaceful protest." For those on the right who will undoubtedly say, "Oh, he's a nobody. Oh, he's washed up," or whatever they may add to the conversation, which has zero merit whatsoever. As stated previously, he is known for some of the best scores in cinema: Gladiator, Inception, Interstellar, and Dune, of course, just to name a few. Now, while putting together this piece, there was something really alarming that I came across, and it is accusations of transphobia. So I want to reiterate, these are accusations, but here they are. Alice in Wonderland wrote on Threads, Hans Zimmer has reportedly joined in on the Transphobia Express to score the new vanity-fueled reboot of Harry Potter. I was often in his top listeners on streaming platforms, and I own a bunch of CDs and of his scores, being someone who loves to listen to movie soundtracks, but that ends here. And someone pointed out his past sexism and transphobia that I actually didn't know about. Let's make sure people are aware of this POS. Here's an example from someone who apparently worked for him, and that user's name is Lauren Boosfield. I worked for him, I did good work that he praised, but after I transitioned, he quickly had me fired. He had Q notes named T-slur fight, etc., etc. It's a pattern of abuse that will inevitably come out over time, and I'm glad that the industry is changing slowly. So, with that being said, here's the difference between the left and the right. The right would embrace him for being transphobic. Riley Gaines would applaud him on social media and say, oh, it's all about protecting men and women's music and women and men's music. She doesn't even do that, actually. It's only men and blah, blah, blah. And that is exactly another difference. Eric Swalwell's career is cooked. He is done. His political career is over. And that is because we have higher standards on the left, especially as leftists. And sometimes it could come off as crude or nitpicky, but really what it is trying to have a clean, united front that says, yes, I will stand up for anybody. Not, I will stand up for everybody but trans people. That is why, because you are seeing it right now, when everything happened with Tate Reeves, Ron DeSantis, and others targeting boys and girls sports, it was all BS, and I called it being BS from the start, because this is how these hate movements begin. Oh, we're not going after pride. We're not going after books. We're not going after the Constitution. We're definitely not going after free speech. What we are doing is just trying to get boys out of girls' sports. But really, that is where it started, and it snowballed from there. If this is true about Hans Zimmer, he should not be working in this industry again. Because our liberation is in everybody being free and everybody not being discriminated against, not just some of us. And that is why we always stick up for the marginalized and the oppressed. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.